I am the Photography Product Manager at Dealer Solutions. Today we've also got Glenn with us, who is our Senior Technical Trainer, and Kylie, who is our National Sales Manager. Just a bit of an intro on myself. I've studied photography full-time since 2001. I did motorsport photography, was my main background, and I've travelled right across Australia, New Zealand and the United States, photographing all types of motorsports. I started with car key in 2005 and as a part-time photographer, quickly moved into a state coordinator role. Car key was then purchased by Dealer Solutions and I was appointed as a National Photography Manager. Since then, I've led a team of about 20 photographers across the country, and my role has evolved over the years to include product management. Over the last 2 years, we've developed Auto360 from a 360 walk-around product to now cover videos and still photography. We've also expanded on the app's functionality to include the use of a turntable. One-to-one communication is another key feature that we like. And that can be used via multiple delivery methods, including text messages, email, Facebook, and other messaging platforms that you have on a mobile device. So our agenda for today will cover off who is Auto360 suited to and why. I'll take you through a video that we've got that demonstrates the app and its key features. Those key features will include navigating your way through the app, our still photos and how they export to your website destinations, and our 360s. What happens if you don't have a lot of space? That's okay, we've got options for you there as well. And also we'll follow up with some questions. So if you have any questions throughout the time, pop them in the messenger and we'll be able to answer those for you at the end. Okay.
Lauren, I don't think we're sharing as yet, is that correct?
No, not yet.
Okay, that's good. Just had a question in the chat, that's all.
Yep, beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna get the video ready for you now. Okay, sit back and watch.
Log into Auto360 using your standard Dealer Solutions dashboard client number, username and password. If you can't remember these, reach out to one of our customer service representatives. You can search by rego, stock number, make or model for the vehicle you wish to showcase in the search bar at the top of the main screen. To add still photos to the stock item, click on the grey gallery button at the bottom of the screen. While there are no current images, this screen will be empty. If you have some existing photos, they will appear here. Click Add Images. In most instances, you'll want to use the camera option to take a new photo with our smart frames. There are 20 wireframes to help you compose our photos with best results. You can choose the None template option to take photos of your choice. To save, click Next. To reorder your photos before saving, click the Reorder Images button at the bottom of the screen. Firm press on the three-line icon on the right of the photo to be moved and then drag into place. To save, click Next. Tapping on an image allows you to edit the photo, either by replacing it or selecting the sliders for adjusting rotation, brightness and contrast. Against the same stock item, you can now add a video. This function allows you to use either a front or rear camera and sound or mute. Video can be used as a standalone feature or as a video hotspot against the 360. You can pause and restart your video to ensure a smooth transition between the features you want to show. When complete, press Done. Video Options then allows you to review and accept the video before upload. Once accepted, press Next. Against the same stock item, you can now add exterior or interior 360s. To perform an exterior, Select if you wish to walk around the vehicle or use a turntable. In this instance, we'll show you the walk around. We suggest marking your starting point on the ground. This ensures you return to the same position for a smooth result for your 360. Line up the vehicle in the wire frame. You will notice the green, yellow, and red indicator, which will let you know if you tilt your phone too much while capturing. The aim is to keep this indicator mostly green throughout for the best results. From the starting position, line up the car in the wire frame and click the red button to start. Wait for the 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then start moving to your right at a steady pace. The app will count the degrees as you move around the vehicle. For the best results, remember to keep the vehicle within the brackets for the entire duration. As you reach the end of your 360, you'll see a picture appear on the screen with your starting position of the car. Continue the remainder of the 360 and return to the mark you placed on the ground. You'll be able to line up the start and end position of the car, and as your pictures align, tap the red button to stop. You can now see a preview of the unprocessed 360. Keep in mind, it will go through a stabilization step prior to uploading to your website, Cars Guide, and Auto360. Now tap Done. Your exterior 360 is complete.
Okay.
Just a quick note, Lauren, before you continue on. Unfortunately, we had some frame rate issues there with the video. For those of you who didn't see it in the chat, I just wanted to let you know we will be sending out a copy in order to see that.
Hang on, sorry.
Building awareness of your brand and inventory to reach your ideal buyers. Driving quality leads to feed your...
It's our following video. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Go back to our presenting screen. Can you see that screen, Glenn?
No, unfortunately, the sharing's gone. Now we're good. Yeah, now it's working.
Okay. So you were just saying we had a few screen
Just a few
delays?
frame rate issues. Yeah, it was a bit slow going around, but as I said, we'll happily send it out to all our participants by email after the presentation.
That's right. Okay. So just to recap on some of those features that were mentioned in the video, taking still images is our latest feature that's available. Some of the dealers may remember our mobile photographer app. So what we've done is incorporated that into the Auto360 app that has additional features to it. So when you choose the vehicle that you want to upload photos for, you can choose your content management screen for that vehicle, and it will then have the 3 icons down the bottom. You choose your gallery photos and it will come up with 20 wireframes. So we call these our smart frames, as it basically describes to the user all the different angles that are best suited to capture a vehicle. So these 20 smart frames are the same angles that our professional photographers use, and it will develop a very consistent, uniform series of photos for all of your vehicles if you decide to follow them. If you don't want to follow the wireframes, you can just turn that off and you can then take the photos as you wish. Okay. When you upload these photos, they will then distribute off into your dashboard, your Dealer Solutions dashboard. They'll be there within a couple of minutes and then export out to your website destinations. Okay. So here you can see some of those different wireframes and a vehicle that we've captured. Now, at the moment, it is suited to passenger vehicles. However, you know, if you decided to use it with a truck or a motorbike, you can always just turn the wireframes off and still capture whatever your stock item is. Okay. There is the option as well to switch between right and left-hand drive. So if you're a dealership that just prefers to photograph the front left-hand corner of the car instead of the front right-hand corner, you can flip that left-hand drive button and it will flip it and still give you a guide on how to frame that vehicle up. Okay. The selective screen capture means that we can now capture just a 360 exterior or just a 360 interior, and then still come back to that vehicle and add additional exteriors or interiors to it later on, rather than starting from scratch again. So this gives you a little bit more flexibility with at least getting some content online straight away without having to complete out all of the actions. So if you want to, with a vehicle, you can choose to do a walk around or a turntable. And Glenn's going to show us a couple of results of how they both look a little bit later on. Okay. Creating a temporary vehicle is another new feature that we have. This basically allows dealers to add the content in prior to the vehicle being booked into stock. So we've all experienced when a vehicle comes back from the detailers, but the stock item isn't in your DMS as yet because, you know, the person who does that job is busy or on annual leave or something like that. So basically, if you want to capture it before you put it on your front line of your dealership, this feature is what you need. You can do your 360s, your videos, all your hotspots, or your still images, all as soon as it comes back from the detailer. You put it in as a temporary vehicle, so you just enter a brief make and model, and you might put a reference in there such as the reg or a VIN number, and then it will save that content in the app for you. And then as it comes into your DMS down the track, you'll be able to match those two vehicles up. It gives you a side-by-side comparison to make sure the details are the same so that you can confirm them. And then once you match that up, it will export out to all of your destinations. I'm just going to hand over to Glenn now. He's going to speak about how and where it all exports to.
Thanks for that, Lauren. So what I'm going to do now is, Lauren, I'll ask you to take your screen share off.
Yeah.
Thank you. Excellent. So hopefully now you should all be able to see my screen. Now, what we're showing here is just a couple of websites that actually has 360 images uploaded. Now, what I'll do is take you into this particular vehicle here. So we can see this is the Toyota Hilux. If we click on the 360 marker down the bottom here, this is how you can tell whether it has a 360 or not on the vehicle's details page. As you can see, it comes up with a modal window. It'll give you a quick back and forth to let you know where to click. And obviously we just click inside the circle here. Once I click and hold, I can spin around the entire vehicle. I can zoom in on particular areas if I wish to, and the spin will still actually work with the zoom on as well if you wanted to get a much more up-close view of the actual vehicle itself. Now I can exit the zoom here, and then in order to actually get out of the 360 spin itself, you just click away from the modal, and then if you go on the right-hand side, it will take you back to the very first still image for the vehicle as well.
I'll just jump in there, Glenn. Just mention as well, there was a little bit of a delay in those spins as well. So it did look a little bit like it was jumping from one still image to another. But when you do use it on your own web browser, it's a very smooth spin, just like you are watching a video and turning it.
Apologies, we might be having some internet issues here. So.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just try again. I'll try it a bit slower this time to see how we go with the spin. So we're just going to try a different vehicle here. And spin. So we're just going to try a different vehicle here. And I'm just going to click onto the 360 logo again. Again, it's just going to do its quick intro where it gives us a brief spin of the vehicle. And I'm just going to try a little bit slower around the vehicle. Hoping that looks good. Now, as you may have seen, as you can see here, there is what's known as a hotspot. So we can actually add these as hotspots, or you can add them just as go inside. If you have a Ricoh Theatre camera, you can take the interior 360s, and alternatively, you can use video as well. So I'm just going to click in here to go inside the vehicle. And if I click and drag the same way I did with the exterior, I can do a 360 view of the vehicle from the inside. As you can see, when I go back to the start here, I've got two different options. I can click exterior down the bottom here to go back to the vehicle from the outside. Or if I go back on the inside, if I scroll back around to where the hotspot is, I can actually click the go outside button from there as well. And that is how the 360s look on the websites once they're finally uploaded. So what I'm going to do here is just stop screen sharing for a moment and go back to the PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. Okay, should be able to see that now.
Thank you. So once your Auto360 spin is ready, it will automatically update across your listing for Dealer Solutions websites, Auto Trader and Cars Guide. So obviously the best part about this is there really is no manual process to it. It purely is just an upload once you've created those images against your content. So it's just the time frame it takes to go from our server into our systems internally. I think roughly an hour maximum is the time frame turnaround on that. Next slide. Thank you, Lauren.
Yep, hang on.
Yep, there we go. Excellent. So the next part, of course, with 360, which is a really huge benefit to you as dealers, is the one-to-one sharing. So if you have a particular customer that wants to look at not only the full exterior of the vehicle or interior, if you have that as well, you can actually now message them directly with all of those images and the 360 spin as well. So one-to-one sharing, the new enhanced messaging feature gives you a wider range of platform options to share your 360s and still photos with car shoppers who have inquired over the phone or online. So obviously now in a COVID environment and a post-COVID environment, more and more customers are not going to want to come to the dealerships, out of fear of the flu and everything like that. So having this ability to actually send that information directly is, a really fantastic option. So what I'm going to do is share my screen again here. And share button would help. And I'm just going to show you exactly what these messages will look like. So these are ones that we prepared earlier here. So you can actually see here the text that you can enter to your customer. This will actually show the 360. And again, very simple. We just click on it, spin the vehicle. This is one of our turntable ones. And underneath the vehicle itself, you can see I can go back into the interior, do the 360 again, click back to the exterior. Underneath, you'll have what's called our stills. Now, our stills obviously show the vehicle at the different degree points. And Lauren, if I can, I might get you to jump in here. These are stills generated from the 360, if I am correct. Is that right?
That's right. So we have a feature within the app that is called still image extraction. So this is in addition to your still images taken through the gallery function. And these still image extraction, there's 8 exterior images and 4 interior images. And they will always get added on at the end of your other still images. So they'll come through the Dealer Solutions dashboard and attach in as a JPEG and still export to all of your website destinations.
Excellent. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Underneath the 360, you can see we've actually given some icons here. So browse the exterior, just swipe or drag, and browse the interior. Click on the seat icon in the bottom left-hand corner. Of course, if it does have the hotspot as well, your customer can just click on that and go straight to the interior. Underneath, you can obviously have your salesperson or sales executive that you want to send the message to the customer. So their details will be right there for the customer to contact. Here you will have obviously all of your dealership details and then of course a map to your dealership. I'll just show you a secondary one as well. Very similar thing, of course, the text that you can send to your client, the 360 and interior 360. The instructions there, sales executive's details, the dealership details, and the map to the dealership. And that is what the one-to-one messaging service can do.
Also, it's worth noting as well on those one-to-one messages, we can brand those with your particular franchise branding. And if you have multiple franchises, we can add in different branding levels for each brand. So if you have Ford and Kia, we can have an option for you to choose between which one, so that when you send it out to a customer, it's got the correct branding on it for you.
Another thing to touch on, which was a great question that came in through the chat, was can you send direct to social media?
Okay, so at the moment, what the feature that we have available is that you can copy a link, and then you can use that link and post straight into your Facebook or other social medias. So then the customer will click on that link within the social media, and it will export them out to a web browser that will open that spin. Hope that helps. So Glenn, I've just shared my screen again if you want to talk about the still image exports.
Sure. So with the still images, they will actually automatically appear across all of the advertising destinations that your stock is listed on. So, of course, with our still images, we do export to car sales, Cars Guide, Auto Trader, Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, Drive, and of course the OEMs. But there are obviously quite a lot of other export destinations that we do export to as well. So those will automatically update again. It's just purely based on the time that it takes from the upload to our system. So roughly 1 hour maximum is what we do with the export destinations there.
Okay. All right, so now we'll touch on a few more questions. If you've got anything, pop it in the chat and we'll cover those off. But we thought we would cover off a few that we've already received throughout the process of having this product available. So am I tied down to a long-term contract? Simple answer is no. We believe in the product and we know that it will be a beneficial tool to your dealership. So it's got a low monthly cost and just a 30-day subscription. So at any point in time, if you're unhappy with the product, you can place a 30-day cancellation notice with us and it will be able to end that product for you. But we see it as being a very beneficial tool, and it basically puts the control back in the dealer's hands to get their stock online fast and effectively. Do I need to purchase any additional hardware? So you can if you like. We have options for both. So if you want to purchase the Ricoh Theatre for your 360 interior photos, you can purchase that. It works with both the base model and the advanced model, and we don't see a difference in the quality based on which one you use. There's also options there if you don't want to buy a Ricoh Theatre camera. The hotspot feature now allows you just place a hotspot onto the window in the same place that we saw that go inside label, and you can say, you know, look inside. It will take you in and you can use the video function as a hotspot. And as we mentioned in the video, you can mute it or you can talk and record the voice throughout. And rather than just having a 360, you can move around and show features, whether it's got a sunroof, it might have a reversing camera, or all different features like that you can point out and show in that video. Other options for additional hardware would be a tripod if you so wish. In one of those samples that we've shown you, there was a tripod used on the center console for the interior 360. It just gives the photo a little bit more height so that you're getting a more of a driver's perspective of that interior. You can purchase those for about $20 on eBay and they're very effective. Another option is a gimbal. So in our video, you saw the photographer walk around just holding onto their camera, and the stabilization method really helps with making that look like a smooth spin. Some dealers might find it more comfortable to hold it just with a handheld gimbal and walk around the car, and that would add a little bit more stabilization as well. So it's definitely a preference onto what you want to use. Okay. Can I set up multiple user profiles? 100%. We can set up as many salespeople or profiles as you like within the app. They can then switch between if they want to have their own, or if someone else wants to be, listed as the main sales contact. So you might be the manager that's, sharing the content out, but you might want to share it out as salesman B, and that way they can make sure that that person receives the contact back from the customer. So with those profiles, we can set up all of their contact detail and a photo of themselves if they wish. And we can also make sure that there is a standardized message in that message box, if you like, as well. Can I set my own smart frames for the still photos? We can customize these. It would be a little bit of a process to get exactly what every dealer is after. But a specific dealer, yes, you can contact us, let us know what your photos are, and we can try and work with it and implement those just for your dealership. Can I photograph the vehicles before it's booked into stock? Yes. So this is that temporary stock item that I mentioned earlier. You can take your 360s and your still photos before it is added into your DMS, and then there's that matching process that I mentioned where you just compare the two stock items, make sure they're the same and confirm it so that it exports out. Now, another really good advantage with this feature is that it might not be booked into the DMS yet on a Friday afternoon, but you've got a customer that you know wants that type of car. You can send this as a one-to-one communication to them without it being married up and matching that stock from the DMS. So as soon as the car comes back from the detailer, add that in, get it out to those customers that you think would be interested before it even hits your website destinations. Okay. Can I link spins to car sales listings? We are currently in talks with car sales about this possibility, and we really hope that you'll be able to display them on car sales in the near future. How many users can I have? As many as you want. That's the same as the profiles that we mentioned earlier. Basically, everyone just logs in with their own Dealer Solutions username and password with the client number that you use for your dashboard currently. If you don't have one currently, we'll set one up for your dealership. Can I get access to the still photos? Yes, definitely. These will be visible in your Dealer Solutions dashboard and can be reordered in the dashboard. You can also add photos through the dashboard manually if you like, or it might be a tile photo that you want to add in, or a finance logo. The spins and videos, however, they're purely accessible through the app at the moment. So all of your editing or removing of spins and videos is all through the app itself. How long does it take for a photo or video or spins to come online? So it's the normal time frame that you experience now with your photos. From the app through to the dashboard will be a matter of minutes, and then exporting out to websites will be that normal time frame that you're experiencing now. So we export out constantly throughout the day, but then certain websites, choose particular time frames that they then refresh. Okay. And then we've obviously got your contact details here for each of our sales team. So if you are interested in this product, we'll send out a copy of that video. We'll also send out a link through to a recording of this masterclass. So if you've got any colleagues that you think might be interested in this product, you can share those links with them. And then also if you want to jump on and have a look at your closest salesperson and reach out to them if you're interested in purchasing the product. Okay. So that is it for the presentation today. I'll just stop sharing my screen and see if we've got any other additional questions.
Yes, Lauren, we had a couple here. So what if someone else takes the 360? Can that be sent to a different salesperson?
Okay, so you could have a detailer taking your 360, and then once it is saved in the app, any of the other users can log into the app and then share that out to their customers. So you don't need to retake it multiple times. And that's one of the really good benefits of the app. Once it's in there, it's stored in there on our cloud. It's not taking up room on your phone, which is another great advantage, because we all run out of room pretty quickly. And yeah, anyone can log in and share that 360 photos and videos again out to another user. There's also a library of storage within the app. So if you have 15 white Corollas come in and they're all the same make and model, you can photograph and do a spin on one of them. And if you know that the wheels and the interior and everything else is identical, you can upload that same spin or video or photos across multiple stock items.
Excellent, thank you. And Rick asks, how do I get my password? I can answer that one for you, Rick. So if you are having any password difficulties, if you already have the app itself, you just need to contact our customer service division. So customerservice@dealersolutions.com.au, and they will create a case and then send you your password discreetly.
Okay, I'm seeing another question come through. It was, when producing a video, can you add music or commentary? At the moment, we don't have the music function available. However, you can talk to the video and add your commentary as you're filming. With the filming option, there's also the option to be able to pause and continue your video throughout. So that means that there's no editing afterwards to do, and you just do it all in the app at the same time. Say you're on the outside, you've got the bonnet up with the motor running, you can have the sound turned on so that the customer can hear it. You can then pause that and come to the interior and show them around and say, you know, here's the leather interior, here is the heated seating, here is the sunroof, and then pause it, and you can go into the back and show them maybe that it's a 7-seater. So those will all be spliced together really nicely and neat for you without any messy transition moving between the vehicle. Okay.
Excellent. Couple of last questions here. If I'm a used car dealer, can I use my brand for the one-to-one communication messages?
100%. So if you are a used car, you can use, you know, your own branding. You just need to supply us with the logo that you would like to use, and we'll implement that into your profile for you.
And our last question comes on, what does this cost per month? Okay.
Is Kylie available with us to speak about pricing?
I believe she is on the call. I'll see if I can.
There she is.
Kylie, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, we can hear you.
Hello, you can hear me, but you can't see me. Pricing, it is tiered and it is based on your current stock levels. So the discussion around pricing will need to be taken up with your performance advisor who's out in the field. But we work in tiers of 0 to 50, starting at $275 a month with unlimited access for everybody in your dealership. And if that is something that you do want to talk to our field team about, please reach out to them. We'll provide their details in the follow-up email to this as well.
Okay. Another thing that I haven't mentioned about the app as well was some people might worry about whether or not they have to have Wi-Fi connection, or if it will suck up a lot of their 4G. So there is an option in the app where you can take multiple vehicles with 360s and still photos and videos. And if you don't want to use your 4G network, you can just disable that within the app. And then when you go back to a Wi-Fi network, you can re-trigger a send, and it'll basically have saved and queued those vehicles for you. You hit that resend, and it'll start loading them up and sending them out. So there's no need to worry about using up all of your 4G data, and you have that option of switching between the two quite easily, which is another great feature. Okay.
That's it for questions, Laura.
Beautiful. All right. We'll make sure that all of those links get sent out to you today. And if you've got anyone else interested in your dealership, don't hesitate to reach out to our sales team. And thanks for coming.
Thank you very much for attending. Have a great day.